Welcome back, Rare Coin Insider. Have you ever reached into your pocket, opened an old coin jar, or received change from a store without giving a second thought to the small silver-colored dime resting in your hand? Most people see a dime as nothing more than 10 cents, the smallest coin they regularly use in everyday life. It is so common that millions of people spend it without ever taking a closer look. Yet for coin collectors, historians, and treasure hunters, every dime tells a story. Every detail engraved into its surface represents decades of American history, remarkable craftsmanship, and the possibility that an ordinary-looking coin could actually be far more valuable than its face value. Among these coins, the 2013 Roosevelt dime has become an interesting subject because collectors are constantly searching for high-grade examples and unusual mint errors that can command significant premiums in today's numismatic market. The Roosevelt dime has a history that stretches back to 1946, when it was first introduced to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. His leadership during one of America's most challenging periods left an unforgettable mark on the nation. Roosevelt guided the country through the Great Depression and World War II while inspiring millions of Americans with confidence and determination. After his passing in 1945, the United States sought a lasting tribute that every citizen could carry in their pocket. The dime became that tribute, replacing the Mercury dime and beginning a new chapter in American coinage. The 2013 Roosevelt dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most historic minting facilities in the United States. The Philadelphia Mint has been producing coins since 1792 and has manufactured billions upon billions of coins over more than 2 centuries. Every year, modern technology allows the Mint to produce millions of dimes with incredible speed and precision, ensuring that enough coins enter circulation to meet the needs of businesses and consumers across the country. The small letter P on the 2013 dime indicates that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. For many years, Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark at all, but beginning in 1980, most circulating coins from Philadelphia started displaying the P mint mark. Collectors pay close attention to mint marks because they identify where a coin was produced, and different mints can sometimes produce coins with unique characteristics, die varieties, or striking qualities that influence collector demand. Although the 2013 Roosevelt dime appears simple, every measurement has been carefully engineered. The coin weighs precisely 2.268 grams. Its diameter measures 17.91 millimeters, while its thickness is approximately 1.35 millimeters. These specifications have remained consistent for decades, allowing vending machines, parking meters, and coin-operated equipment to recognize the coin accurately. Many people mistakenly believe modern dimes contain silver, but that is no longer true. Since 1965, Roosevelt dimes intended for circulation have been struck using a clad composition consisting of an inner core of pure copper bonded between outer layers of copper and nickel. The outer surface contains 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving the coin its familiar silver appearance even though no silver is actually present. This durable composition allows the coin to withstand years of circulation while maintaining its appearance. One of the first things collectors examine is the obverse, or front, of the coin. Displayed prominently is the left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. His calm expression reflects dignity and determination, qualities that defined his presidency. Surrounding the portrait are several inscriptions that carry deep meaning. The word liberty appears along the left side, representing one of America's founding ideals. The national motto, "In God We Trust," appears beside Roosevelt's portrait. Beneath the neck is the date, 2013, while just above it sits the small P mint mark identifying Philadelphia as the place of manufacture. The reverse of the dime features one of the most recognizable designs in American coinage. At the center stands a torch, symbolizing liberty and enlightenment. On either side are two branches that have become familiar to generations of collectors. The olive branch represents peace, while the oak branch symbolizes strength, independence, and stability. Together, these three elements create a powerful representation of the values upon which the United States was built. Encircling the reverse are additional inscriptions. The words, United States of America, appear around the upper portion of the coin. Along the lower edge is the denomination, one dime. Near the center is the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, emphasizing the unity of the states that form the nation. The artistic design of the Roosevelt dime was created by Chief Engraver John R. Sinek. His portrait of Roosevelt remains one of the longest-running designs in United States coinage. Over the decades, only minor refinements have been made to improve production quality while preserving the original artistic vision. When collectors inspect a 2013 P dime, they often begin by evaluating its overall condition. Coin grading plays one of the most important roles in determining value. A heavily circulated coin may show scratches, worn lettering, flattened details, and diminished luster. Such examples generally trade for only face value, or slightly above it. Coins that escape circulation entirely are known as mint state coins. These examples retain their original mint luster, sharp details, and fresh appearance exactly as they left the mint. Even among mint state coins, quality varies dramatically. Professional grading services use a numerical scale ranging from 1 to 70, with MS70 representing a flawless coin under magnification. Many 2013 P dimes survive in mint state because collectors save rolls directly from banks, but achieving extremely high grades such as MS68 or better is surprisingly difficult. Tiny contact marks from other coins during the minting and transportation process often prevent coins from reaching elite grades. As a result, certified examples at the highest grade levels can become highly desirable to registry set collectors who compete to assemble the finest known collection. The brilliance of an uncirculated Roosevelt dime comes from microscopic flow lines created during the striking process. These fine lines reflect light in every direction, producing the dazzling cartwheel luster admired by collectors. Once a coin enters circulation, this delicate surface begins to wear away, reducing its visual appeal and collectible value. The striking process itself is fascinating. Sheets of clad metal are first rolled to the correct thickness before blank discs known as planchets are punched out. These planchets are cleaned, polished, and inspected before passing through upsetting mills that create raised rims. Finally, each blank enters a high-speed coin press where immense pressure forces specially engraved dies into both sides simultaneously, transferring every design element with remarkable precision in just a fraction of a second. Even with modern technology, mistakes occasionally occur. These mint errors are among the most exciting discoveries for collectors because they transform ordinary coins into unusual pieces that can command substantial premiums. Off-center strikes occur when a planchet is not perfectly aligned between the dies. Depending on the percentage of the design missing, these errors can become quite valuable. Another sought-after variety involves broad strikes, where the coin is struck outside the retaining collar. Without the collar to contain the metal, the finished coin spreads outward, producing an unusually wide appearance with no defined rim. Collectors also search for double strikes, where a coin receives more than one impression from the dies. If the second strike occurs after the coin shifts position, dramatic overlapping images may appear, creating one of the most visually impressive mint errors. Die cracks develop after thousands of strikes gradually weaken the steel dies. Small cracks eventually transfer raised lines onto the coins they produce. While minor die cracks are relatively common, extensive retained cuts and large die breaks often attract significant collector interest. Die chips create another collectible variety. Small pieces of steel break away from the die, leaving raised blobs of metal on struck coins. Depending on their size and location, these can range from minor curiosities to highly desirable collectible varieties. Filled dies occur when grease or debris blocks portions of the die, preventing certain design elements from striking fully. The resulting coin may display weak or missing letters, numbers, or other details while remaining completely authentic. One fascinating error involves clip planchets. During the blanking process, if the metal strip shifts improperly, part of the next blank overlaps a previously punched hole, producing a curved section missing from the finished coin. Genuine clips display distinctive characteristics that experienced collectors use to separate them from post-mint damage. Collectors also examine dimes carefully under magnification for doubled die varieties. Unlike machine doubling, which generally adds little value, a true doubled die results from the die itself receiving multiple misaligned impressions during manufacturing. This creates noticeable doubling on letters, numbers, or design elements that remains consistent on every coin struck from that die. The growing popularity of online auctions and professional grading has dramatically increased public awareness of collectible modern coins. Years ago, many unusual dimes passed unnoticed through circulation. Today, more people examine their pocket change carefully, hoping to discover an overlooked variety or premium quality example worth far more than 10 cents. As the years pass, millions of Roosevelt dimes continue circulating through banks, grocery stores, restaurants, gas stations, vending machines, and countless cash transactions every single day. Because of this constant movement, it is easy to assume that every dime is identical, but experienced collectors know that no two coins age exactly the same way. The journey each coin takes after leaving the United States mint plays a tremendous role in determining its future condition and, ultimately, its collector value. Imagine two identical 2013 V Roosevelt dimes struck only seconds apart inside the Philadelphia Mint. One enters circulation immediately, passing through thousands of hands over the next decade. It spends time inside cash registers, coin counting machines, vending machines, pockets, purses, and piggy banks. Gradually, tiny scratches appear across its surface. The once brilliant mint luster begins to fade. High points of Roosevelt's hair become smooth from wear. The torch on the reverse loses some of its original sharpness. Eventually, the coin becomes just another ordinary 10-cent piece worth only its face value. Now imagine the second dime being removed from circulation almost immediately after it is minted. It is carefully placed inside a protective roll or coin holder where it remains untouched for years. Because it avoids circulation, its original surfaces remain bright and attractive. The microscopic flow lines created during striking continue reflecting light exactly as they did on the day it left the mint. Decades later, collectors searching for pristine examples may compete to own such a beautifully preserved coin. This difference illustrates one of the most important concepts in coin collecting. Rarity alone does not determine value. Preservation is equally important. A common coin preserved in exceptional condition may be worth significantly more than a scarcer coin that has suffered years of heavy wear. Professional grading companies evaluate every detail with extraordinary precision. Under specialized lighting and magnification, trained graders inspect the strike quality, surface preservation, mid-luster, eye appeal, and overall originality of the coin. Even the smallest contact marks influence the final grade. A single noticeable scratch or nick may prevent an otherwise beautiful coin from reaching the highest mint stake classifications. Many beginning collectors believe a shiny coin must automatically be valuable, but experienced numismatists understand that artificial cleaning often reduces a coin's value dramatically. Cleaning removes the original surface and leaves unnatural hairline scratches that professionals recognize immediately. For this reason, collectors generally advise never polishing or cleaning coins before having them evaluated. One of the fascinating characteristics of modern clad coinage is the way it develops over time. While silver coins often tone into beautiful shades of blue, gold, purple, and orange, clad dimes may also develop attractive colors depending on storage conditions. Some acquire soft golden hues, while others display subtle rainbow toning that adds unique visual appeal. Naturally toned coins are often preferred over those with bright, but artificially cleaned surfaces. The production of the 2013 Roosevelt dime required an impressive level of engineering and quality control. Massive coils of clad metal were manufactured to precise specifications before arriving at the mint. Sophisticated machinery punched thousands of perfectly round blanks every hour. Automated systems monitored thickness, diameter, and weight to ensure each blank met strict standards before moving to the striking presses. Inside the coining press, enormous pressure transformed blank metal discs into finished coins almost instantly. Every tiny detail, from Roosevelt's portrait to the smallest letters in the inscription, was transferred from hardened steel dies onto the planchette. The pressure involved is extraordinary, allowing metal to flow into even the finest recesses of the dies. After striking, the finished coins travel through inspection systems designed to identify defective pieces before packaging. Despite these advanced technologies, occasional mint errors still escape into circulation, creating exciting opportunities for collectors. Among the most popular errors are off-center strikes. When a planchet enters the coin chamber slightly misaligned, part of the design fails to appear. Depending on how far off-center the strike occurs, while still showing the date and mint mark, these coins may attract strong collector interest. Larger off-center percentages often command higher premiums because of their dramatic appearance. Another collectible error involves struck-through coins. During striking, foreign materials such as grease, cloth fibers, or small metal fragments occasionally become trapped between the die and the planchet. This creates unusual impressions or missing details on the finished coin. Every struck-through error is unique, making them especially interesting to collectors. Multiple struck coins provide another exciting area of collecting. If a coin fails to eject properly after the first strike, it may receive additional impressions. Depending on how much the coin shifts between strikes, the result can be spectacular overlapping designs that clearly demonstrate the minting process gone wrong. Collectors also search for die deterioration varieties. As dies produce hundreds of thousands of coins, the intense pressure gradually wears away fine details. Later strikes from aging dies may display softer letter, thicker design elements, and reduced sharpness. Although these are not always considered major errors, they help illustrate the natural life cycle of minting equipment. Die polishing can create another interesting collectible feature. When mint employees polish working dies to remove imperfections, tiny portions of the design may become slightly altered. Certain polished dies produce coins with missing details or unusual appearances that specialists eagerly catalog. The edge of the Roosevelt dime often receives little attention from casual observers, yet collectors inspect it carefully. Unlike quarters and half dollars, which feature reeded edges with larger diameters, the dime's narrow edge contains 118 tiny reeds. These grooves not only provide texture, but historically helped discourage precious metal shaving during the era when coins contained silver. Counterfeit modern dimes are uncommon because their face value is low, but altered coins occasionally appear in the marketplace. Some individuals modify ordinary coins to imitate rare mint errors or varieties. This is why authentication by respected third-party grading services remains extremely important when significant money is involved. Technology has transformed modern coin collecting in remarkable ways. High-resolution digital photography allows collectors to examine coins from around the world without leaving home. Online auction platforms connect buyers and sellers across continents. Population reports published by grading companies help collectors understand how many examples exist at each certified grade level. These resources make today's numismatic market more transparent than ever before. The popularity of registry sets has also increased demand for top-quality modern coins. Registry collectors compete to assemble the highest-graded examples of every date and mint mark within a particular series. Since only a limited number of coins achieve elite grades such as MS68 or MS69, competition can become surprisingly intense. One of the most enjoyable aspects of collecting Roosevelt dimes is that the hobby remains accessible. Unlike many rare gold coins or early American issues that require enormous investment, modern dimes allow beginners to build meaningful collections at relatively modest cost. Searching bank rolls, examining pocket change, and attending local coin shows provide endless opportunities to learn while enjoying the thrill of discovery. Many collectors remember the excitement of finding their first unusual coin. Sometimes it is an off-center strike discovered in circulation. Other times it is a beautifully preserved uncirculated example hidden inside an old family coin jar. These discoveries inspire lifelong interest in numismatics, because every coin carries both historical significance and the possibility of an unexpected surprise. The Roosevelt dime series also reflects changing technology within the United States Mint. Early dimes were struck using equipment very different from today's computerized production systems. Modern presses operate at incredible speeds while maintaining extraordinary consistency. Yet the human element remains essential. Skilled engravers, engineers, technicians, inspectors, and quality control specialists all contribute to producing coins that meet exact standards. Another fascinating aspect involves die life. Each working die eventually wears out after striking hundreds of thousands of coins. Before replacement, subtle changes often appear in the coins being produced. Specialists study these progressive changes to identify different die states and better understand the sequence of production. Collectors frequently debate what makes a coin truly desirable. Some prefer flawless mint state examples with blazing luster. Others focus exclusively on dramatic mint errors. Still others appreciate coins with attractive natural toning or historical significance. There is no single correct approach. The diversity of collecting interests helps make numismatics one of the world's most enduring hobbies. The financial side of coin collecting also attracts attention. While most 2013 Roosevelt dimes remain worth only face value in circulated condition, exceptional examples certified in very high mint state grades, along with genuine and dramatic mint errors, can bring substantial premiums in the collector market. Values depend on rarity, condition, certification, appeal, and buyer demand at the time of sale. Auction records can change over time as new examples are discovered or as collector interest shifts. As more people become interested in coin collecting, the search for overlooked treasures continues to grow. Every year, collectors search through thousands of bank rolls, estate collections, inherited coin jars, old piggy banks, and forgotten boxes stored in closets and attics. Most of the coins they find are ordinary, but every once in a while, someone discovers a remarkable piece that reminds the collecting community why patience and knowledge are so valuable. The excitement is not simply about finding money. It is about uncovering a small piece of history that has quietly traveled through countless hands over many years. The 2013 Roosevelt dime is an excellent example of why even modern coins deserve careful attention. At first glance, it may appear identical to every other dime in circulation, yet subtle differences in strike quality, preservation, and mint-made errors can dramatically affect collector interest. Learning to recognize these differences is one of the most rewarding parts of the hobby. When examining a 2013 dime, experienced collectors often begin with good lighting and magnification. A quality magnifying glass or coin loupe allows small details to become much easier to see. They carefully inspect Roosevelt's hair, the lettering, the torch, the olive branch, and the oak branch for sharpness and possible doubling. They also examine the rims for unusual characteristics and look closely for signs of die cracks, die chips, or other mint-produced varieties. One of the most important lessons every collector eventually learns is the difference between genuine mint errors and post-mint damage. Coins spend years in circulation where they may be scratched, bent, stained, exposed to chemicals, or damaged by machines. These forms of damage generally do not increase value. Genuine mint errors, however, occur during the manufacturing process inside the United States Mint and are collectible because they represent unusual production mistakes rather than later abuse. Storage also plays a major role in preserving collectible coins. Moisture, fingerprints, dirt, and improper handling can permanently affect a coin's surface. Serious collectors usually handle coins only by the edges and place valuable examples into protective holders or capsules. This simple habit helps preserve the original mint luster and reduces the risk of accidental damage. For those who enjoy searching circulation, bankroll hunting remains one of the most affordable ways to build a collection. Purchasing rolls of dimes from a bank and examining them one by one can be both educational and exciting. Although finding a major rarity is uncommon, collectors frequently discover attractive uncirculated examples, interesting die varieties, and occasional mint errors that make the search worthwhile. Coin shows provide another excellent opportunity to expand knowledge. Dealers often display hundreds or even thousands of coins representing different dates, grades, and varieties. Speaking with experienced numismatists allows beginners to learn about grading standards, authentication, market trends, and proper storage techniques. Many lifelong friendships have begun through a shared interest in collecting coins. The internet has also transformed the hobby. Auction archives allow collectors to compare certified examples and study realized prices. Educational resources published by grading services and numismatic organizations provide valuable information about identifying varieties, understanding grading standards, and recognizing altered coins. With so much information available, collectors today have more learning opportunities than ever before. When discussing value, it is important to understand that the coin market constantly changes. Collector demand rises and falls. New discoveries affect rarity. Population reports increase as additional coins are submitted for certification. Economic conditions also influence how much collectors are willing to spend. Because of these factors, market values should always be viewed as estimates based on current conditions rather than permanent guarantees. For a typical 2013 Roosevelt dime found in everyday circulation, the value generally remains around its face value of 10 cents. Attractive uncirculated examples may be worth a modest premium, while coins professionally certified in exceptionally high mint state grades can bring much stronger prices. Genuine and dramatic mint errors may also sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the type of error, its rarity, its condition, and the level of collector demand at the time of sale. Perhaps the greatest reward of coin collecting is not financial at all. Every coin represents a connection to history. It has traveled through businesses, families, celebrations, hardships, and everyday life. A small dime may have crossed countless states, passed through thousands of hands and witnessed years of American commerce before eventually finding its way into a collector's album. That sense of history is what continues attracting new generations to the hobby. Young collectors learn patience, research skills, and attention to detail. Experienced collectors continue expanding their knowledge with every new discovery. Even after decades of collecting, there is always another variety to study, another auction to follow, another collection to explore, and another story waiting to be uncovered. Whether you are just beginning your collecting journey or have been searching coins for many years, remember that knowledge is your greatest tool. The more you understand about mint marks, grading, strike quality, die varieties, and preservation, the more confident you become when evaluating the coins you encounter. So the next time you receive change at a store, empty your pockets at the end of the day, or open an old jar of coins that has been sitting untouched for years. Take a few extra moments to look closely at every dime. Most will simply be ordinary 10-cent pieces, but every careful inspection builds experience. And occasionally you may discover a coin with features that deserve a closer look from experts. Thank you for watching and spending your time exploring the fascinating story of the 2013 P. Roosevelt dime. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of coin collecting, be sure to support the channel by liking the video, subscribing, and turning on notifications so you never miss future videos about rare coins, valuable mint errors, historic discoveries, and collector insights. Share this video with friends and family who enjoy treasure hunting, because you never know who might already have an interesting coin waiting in a pocket, purse, or coin jar.